Oh my god, hey!
Hello.
Hello! We are in London, if you could not tell. Oh my god, hey, Titanic. There's a dog. Instantly distracted. We are in London, one of the most iconic views in central London, Piccadilly Circus. It's our Times Square. It's less of a nightmare. Not a nightmare.
Well, our Times Square is a mix between here and Leicester Square.
Someone tried to sell me hard drugs outside the Criterion once at about 4 in the afternoon, and I had no idea what they were talking about because they were using street names. I was like, who's Charlie? I don't know.
What a way to start.
I know. I'm just bringing you the reality of London before we show you the glamour.
Ours is weird because Piccadilly Circus, if you mix Piccadilly Circus with Leicester Square, and they're quite close to each other, then you'd get Times Square.
Having a visceral reaction to mixing Piccadilly Circus with Leicester Square. We are at the start of an action-packed, fun-filled, eventful two-day weekend.
Just 2 days, yes.
That's how weekends work. Look, Wicked posters. Wicked posters at the View.
Oh, yeah.
Wicked for Good. Coming next month. We are having a stagey weekend in London with a hotel stay.
Yeah, and we don't often get to show you kind of what you can do in London outside of the shows as vlogs.
And this gets requested a lot because, believe it or not, I have more people watching from outside of the UK than I have from the UK. And if you don't know, my name is MickeyJo. I'm a theatre critic and content creator. This is my stagey fiancé, Erin James.
Hello.
We both travel around the world seeing theatre, and I make a lot of vlog content in other parts of the world. I just recently did one in San Diego. We're going back to New York next month, but we don't often do it in London. I used to have a regular weekly vlog. Erin does the occasional theatre-going vlog, but we don't often do London trip vlogs because we don't often have what feel like London trips.
We are often travelling in and out, so it kind of feels like we wouldn't show you all of the touristy bits.
Yeah.
Whereas this, there's a bit more of it, and I guess if you like this, there can be more
Let us know.
London trip vlogs in a sense, similar to how we do New York.
Yeah, this we have put together specifically. We've lined up a bunch of fun activities so that we can show you a fun-filled weekend. We've partnered with a hotel. We are currently on our way, and we are pretty much there, to the Sofitel St. James, where they are hosting a Phantom of the Opera themed afternoon tea. Well placed because down that street is His Majesty's Theatre, where the Phantom of the Opera continues to play. And so just around the corner is the Phantom themed afternoon tea, meaning you can combine it with a visit to the show. We aren't doing that today, but we're going to go and try the afternoon tea. I'm very excited about it because we had a fast-paced morning that did not include breakfast. So I hunger both for theatrical food and just calories. Here it is. This is the Sofitel London St. James luxury hotel, and I believe that this is the correct entrance we want for the Phantom afternoon tea. We will find out more. Okay, we have arrived. We have taken our seats. There is Mr. Erin James. This is our table with the special Phantom of the Opera afternoon tea menus. He actually had a gluten-free one set and waiting for him already. How lovely is that? I'm just picking a tea from the extensive list here. The most typical thing I would go for would usually... peach green cherry blossom. I'd be intrigued by the cherry blossom. This is sort of unlimited. I think you can have more teas. I would usually go for something like a berry berry, but I'm intrigued by the concept of the Rose Lounge signature, which also sounds nice. We also have some still water and cocktails on the way, so it's all happening here, and I'll show you a little bit more of the surroundings. There are some Phantom costumes in the corner that we will go investigate in just a moment. They're playing Sunset Boulevard. It's with one look. Let me show you a little of the menu. So we have some information here about the Phantom of the Opera, which I don't need to read. But we have a 3-act, 3-course meal here. I love when they do it as acts. I've seen this done before. Act 1, the auction begins, with sandwiches, of course. Act 2 is Beneath the Opera House. And Act 3 is the Masquerade's Ascent. There you go. Gluten-free, vegetarian and plant-based menus available on request. This is the sandwich selection here. I'm actually quite intrigued about the Cornish crab tartlet, Shropshire blue and brown crab custard. I think that could be a surprise hit. Erin will have all of these on gluten-free bread alternatives. Then we have the vanilla and rose mousse with raspberry confit, accompanied by a stunning dark chocolate painted mask. I feel like that's going to be the aesthetic highlight of the afternoon. And then, oh, what am I most looking forward to here from the Masquerade's Ascent? I mean, it all looks good, but I am quite intrigued about the mango passion fruit and coconut opera cake, because what else? On a vanilla sable. I just remembered that there are going to be scones. I love scones. And the teas have arrived. I have opted for the very berry because Aaron has gone for the Rose Lounge signature, so I'm going to try a little bit of his, hopefully. And then we can see what they're both like. And on top of that, and this is the wild thing about an afternoon tea, is we also have these gorgeous cocktails. Now this is the Red Rose. It is available alcoholic or non-alcoholic. We've gone for the alcoholic version, which is gin, champagne, strawberry, all of those gorgeous things combined together, which is just perfect for me. But you can also, as an alternative, just do a champagne. All of the smoke sort of dry ice that you're seeing is part of one of the courses. I was not incorrect when I talked about the one that was an aesthetic highlight. I am sort of stunned by what I've just seen happening at other tables. I can't wait for you to see this. Trying the tea. Ooh. Oh, it's so sweet, it's lovely. Trying the cocktail. Gorgeous. Fruity. Champagne, gin. I taste it all. Lovely. How is your tea, Aaron James?
It's very nice, very fragrant.
Very fragrant, he said. Lots of rose.
Our story begins with a spectacular auction. A lot of 666 selection of sandwiches presents. Voila!
First course done. Delicious things. Aaron enjoyed the salmon and chicken sandwiches. I liked the little crab tart, but also the egg one in the brioche. All good, all good. Nice mixture of flavours. We have cleared space for the second course. We've had a glimpse of these being prepared over there already. You are not ready for the artistry of the next course, the theatricality of the next course. I'm so excited.
The Phantom's vessel, drifting through the mist and mystery, the rose for Christine, which is made from rose and vanilla mousse with raspberry confit, the mask for a phantom, which is made from white chocolate, and the beautiful gift from the underground, where the music of the night never dies.
Did I not tell you you were going to lose your mind? Not only is there a turntable on a boat on the table, but look at spilling out over the tablecloth is all of the dry ice. I mean, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. There's a phantom mark. Look at this. Look at the presentation. This is ridiculous. Just between courses, and we have cycled back to Sunset Boulevard after a little bit of Phantom and Evita. I thought I'd show you every page of the menu here so that you can pause and read at your leisure, hopefully, as long as you can see all of that, because the page I didn't show you in particular was the beverages at the back here, including the Red Rose cocktail, which we have been enjoying. Gin, strawberries and Chardonnay. No wonder I liked it. And then more champagne and non-alcoholic options there as well. So this is the dessert course, and this is probably one where the food is the most themed because it's masquerade themed. The concept here is that each dessert is a guest in disguise. This is meant to be representative of the Phantom's iconic Red Death outfit. This is giving Christine. This one apparently is Raoul, and this is the butterfly from Masquerade. We also have scones or scones, depending on your predisposition, gluten-free and regular, served warm, freshly baked, in a lantern. Here's a whimsical experience. Opening the little lantern to retrieve my scones. Now, you know me to often try and be diplomatic when it comes to controversial issues, but on this occasion I've been bold, and I have applied cream first on my scones. Aaron James has gone the other way. Will this create division between us for the remainder of the weekend? Stay tuned to find out. Now this is the gorgeous corner of the room. I actually think that might be a previous part of the set at the top of the proscenium, but this presumably will all be stage used and stage worn props and costume pieces. Of course, an iconic phantom mask, many different notes written to Monsieur André and Monsieur Firmin, lots of hats, masquerade masks, gorgeous little pieces of memorabilia here. Those might be some actual beads from chandeliers past, I dare say, and the ones you're seeing down here as well. This is stunning. We also have here some gorgeous artwork from the house of Minalima there. Music of the Night, Phantom of the Opera, and The Angel of Music. Okie dokie, that was remarkable. Not only delicious, but the presentation, even just the music, the various different Angelo Weber composed suites playing in the background, Evita, Sunset and Phantom, really worked, really atmospheric, just gorgeous. Probably the best afternoon tea I've been to, but I'm now on something of a mission. It's a side quest while I review theatre to try all of the different theatre-themed afternoon teas in London, because there's also a Moulin Rouge, a Back to the Future, a Devil Wears Prada, I believe, a Six, as well as a Shakespearean one on the South Bank. It is 2:20 at the time of leaving. It might be like 2:22 now. Not a ghost story. We have a 2:30 matinee that we got on Statix Rush this morning. Keep going, Aaron, keep going! I sent him on ahead of me. I've got both of the coats from the coat check, and we are going to make it to the Apollo Theatre in time for the 2:30 matinee of Punch. Desperately rushing to the theatre, which is something of a cautionary tale. If you do an afternoon tea, they can go on. There is a lot of food, a lot of drink to get through. So be mindful. We sat down at 12:25. I would advise aiming even earlier. Every second counts. It's like 2:24. I can see the marquee. It's there. Oh, this is New York behaviour from us. We're normally so early. We're normally, if anything, too early to West End shows. But today, nothing can drive through here because the traffic's blocked. Today, cutting it a little bit fine as we head towards a play we have not seen before and are very excited to. Good news, everybody. We made it with plenty of time, actually, because I don't think the performance started for a few minutes after we sat down. So, all good. We're in the interval right now, exploring, and we'll let you know more about Punch. Enjoying very much so far. Very impactful. Down here in the stalls bar, as well as your ice creams, your waters, your Tony's Chocolonelys, we have on sale the actual play script of Punch by James Graham there, as well as the book that it is based on by Jacob Dunn, about whom the play is written, Right from Wrong, My Story of Guilt and Redemption. You can also have a bit of a look at the souvenir program that we have just bought a copy of from some people selling ice cream. Just spotted this, and we have a content advisory there and some information about the play, but also a specific audience care guide. I believe you can scan QR codes through the screen if you want to take a look at that, if you are considering seeing the play, and I would encourage you to. And oh, this is interesting down here. Aaron's just brought this to my attention. At the end of the performance, you are free to stay seated to reflect on the performance or discuss with other audience members. Front of house will inform you when the space is closing. I really appreciate that. Theatre as a community space, and making it available. There was another play that did that not too long ago.
Monster Calls did that.
Ah, that's not the one I was thinking of.
I think Inheritance, but I can't remember.
I was trying to think, was it Retrograde? I don't know if I'm just saying that because that was the last thing I saw here, but there was definitely something.
A Monster Calls definitely did, because it was people were...
Yeah, a really terrific thing to do. And we also have a cast change for this performance, which I've just discovered now. At this performance of Punch, the role of Raph/DS Villers/Sam, and there's a lot of multi-rolling in the cast, will be played by Joshua Glenister, who is already doing a really great job, actually stand out in the supporting cast. Now, since this is all about London theatre going this weekend, I will show you, we take it for granted, but it's not available everywhere, interval ice cream. Here are the Häagen-Dazs flavours. I have been thoroughly afternoon tea'd, but were I to get one, it would be the cookies and cream. We rarely have interval ice cream because it's always an option, but we forget until we go to New York that it's not just a thing that all theatres around the world have. Here in the foyer, we have a dedication to the memory of James Hodgkinson, who is also depicted, or talked about at least, in the play. And these are our seats in the auditorium. In truth, because we had assumed ABC, and this is another cautionary tale for you, never assume the rows. I think because the stage, I don't know if you can see from here, it comes out, they've built it out forwards in a little bit of a thrust semicircle, so I assume they've taken out a row. This is actually, you're seeing rows B, C and D. Now we have C, so we were actually sat one row back, and there were 2 empty seats in front of us which were meant to be ours, but some other people have put their stuff on them, and we don't want to sit in front of So basically, to cause the least disruption, we're going to stay here unless somebody comes and says that we're actually in their seats and they were latecomers. Thus far, it seems like that's the best thing to do. We have surveyed the people around us and the people who we would be sitting in front of. That seems the best choice that we have absolutely ever thought. But this that you have been staring at while I've been saying all of this is the set design, complemented by some gorgeous lighting. I love what they have done with lighting throughout the play so far. You can see much of a lighting rig currently up there in the darkness above. Aaron James getting the all-important program shot, the very striking orange artwork there. I love the way the lighting design actually extends out into the auditorium. We are obviously very close, which for an emotionally hard-hitting, impactful play like this is, it's not like a threatening amount of proximity, but you do feel very emotionally involved. It's very like heart-in-your-throat stuff happening here. This is, I'll just pan to show you the gorgeous Apollo Theatre auditorium. That is the relatively recent, well, it's over a decade ago now, but more recent than the ceilings of many other West End theatres. If you know why, then you know why. I shan't tell you now or bring it up while we're still here, but it's a 4-tier auditorium. This is one of the West End theatres that I've been to the most times to see the most different productions. I've seen so many different plays and musicals here at the Apollo, and this is another here to see Punch, written of course by James Graham, whose work you may know from the smash hit play Dear England. He wrote the book for the musical Tammy Faye, but a wonderful collection of plays, many of them little interesting chapters of history, many of them political, some brilliant work that I always enjoy. There's the view of the front of the theatre and the marquee with the twinkling light bulbs that I didn't get to show you before. For context, this is Shaftesbury Avenue, Hadestown at the Lyric just next door. This is the Apollo. They literally share a wall. Thriller Live, Michael Jackson musical, used to be at the Lyric. I used to be able to hear it when I would see plays here. And then further down the street, this is one of our densest collections of theatres here. We have Oliver at the Gielgud and Les Miserables at the Sondheim, formerly the Queen's, where it just recently celebrated its 40th anniversary. Not all of those years have been spent at that theatre, but many of their most recent ones have. That was an incredible piece of theatre. That was a really fascinating piece of theatre, just behind me here, that doesn't go in every direction you expect it to. It doesn't always opt for the most dramatic or the most theatrical, but a really extraordinary fostering of conversation and advocacy for emotional human communion, and so I'm glad that they make literal space for that in the auditorium, and I'm glad that this piece of theatre is being produced around the world. A really interesting detail about Punch is that it premiered regionally and at the Young Vic, which is a smaller sort of off-West End London venue. This is its West End transfer, which opened simultaneously in conjunction with the Broadway production. I can't in recent memory think of a production that has almost to the day opened on Broadway and in the West End at the same time. Obviously different casts. They're talented, they're not that talented. Otherwise, I believe the same production. And yeah, I don't know, because our time there is limited, whether we will get a chance to see the American production. I would be so intrigued too, but I'm glad that the play is being seen and that it's the true story of that extraordinary human capacity for emotional connection and remorse and forgiveness and everything that it talks about is being seen and being experienced around the world. Crossing through Leicester Square, best enjoyed at less times of congestion.
Market.
It is a new Christmas market, yes. Mid-October for us right now, but the Christmas market begins nonetheless. The queue for the Lego store is strong today, which is a congestion indicator about the streets of London. Some days you come to Leicester Square and it's really quiet and it's nice and it's a lovely place to sit and chill and walk around and look at all of the iconic cinema character-inspired statues. Other days, this is the vibe. It's not terrible. I've been truly like shoulder to shoulder with people before and stuck. Do you remember when they had the construction for years and it was like one-way
Do you remember Christmas
traffic?
market? The market in the middle is really nice, but expect this to become really busy.
Yeah, and I'm obviously holding a vlogging camera right now, which is how you're seeing this, but I have a wrist strap on because this would not be a good time, a good day, or a particularly good place, really anywhere in central London from what we're hearing recently, to walk around with an electronic device to hand. Even if you think you've got a tight grip on it, I would advise you to invest in some kind of a connecting strap or just something to safeguard against theft, because we hear a lot of stories about it. This, on the southmost side of Leicester Square, is the recently refurbished and reopened TKTS official London Theatre ticket booth, offering up to half-price discounts on many different London shows. Comparable, of course, with the one in Times Square, but usually with a significantly shorter queue. Less frequented, I think, perhaps because there's a little bit less of a need for it, because our ticket prices, for most shows, not all, our ticket prices for a lot of shows resemble the prices that you pay at TKTS.
And a lot of people buy online now.
A lot of people buy online, yeah, but like it's easier to find affordable tickets other ways. In London, there's less of a necessity that the Times Square TKTS queue can represent. This is all sort of prime West End real estate here.
Hotels.
Yeah, so we're staying at a Z Hotel this evening, but not this one. They have premises. They have hotels, various different locations. Covent Garden, Leicester Square being a few. The theatre just behind this bus and also behind this other car, there's a conspiracy among traffic to keep you from it, is the Garrick, where the revival of The Producers has recently transferred to, opening last month. If you're wondering about that billboard on the right that looks mostly empty, it says, "We only had enough marketing budget left to buy this poster," which is very funny. So yes, just showing you a few more theatres as we slowly head down towards our hotel to go check in. This is sort of Theatreland, heading towards Trafalgar Square. The little sub-areas of central London get named for the biggest landmarks. Piccadilly Circus, Oxford Street, Tottenham Court Road. Just tube stations. We name everything in proximity to tube stations, and ours are significantly closer together than just about anywhere else in the world I've ever been to, because you can very easily walk between tube stations in London. You try and do that with the metro in Paris, you'll be walking for a very long time. So the particular hotel we are heading to is the Z Hotel on the Strand. We've never stayed at a Z Hotel in London, but we stayed at one in Bath.
We really liked it.
We did. It's literally opposite Theatre Royal Bath, and I would describe it as a budget hotel that doesn't feel like a budget hotel. My manifesto here is that the difference between bougie and budget is a state of mind and a pronunciation.
And also a hotel that is walkable from theatres.
Location, location, location. This one is on the Strand, which is another of the more dense collections of theatres here in the West End. As you will have noticed from our travels around, our theatres are significantly more spread out. There is no sort of central. The West End is the theatre district, but it's not as tightly packed as Midtown Manhattan.
They're like clumps. You'll
Yeah.
see like 4 theatres together, and then you'll walk like 5 to 10 minutes and you'll see another 4 theatres together like in front of us.
Yeah, so Shaftesbury Avenue, there are, if you take it all the way down, there's more, but there's 4 theatres right next to each other. The Strand has 3 just here. Do you have a preference if you had to? Shaftesbury Avenue and the Strand, you can only pick one.
I like the Strand. It's weird. I like the 4 together, but what I like about the Strand is when you look down, you can see
Yeah.
they're both as nice. I feel like the Strand has more space.
It's probably a nicer area. I just think there's something very classic about Shaftesbury Avenue. That's the lights of Broadway, but for London.
Yeah, I also like St Martin's Lane, and down here,
Underrated.
which is by the side of Covent Garden, where like the Lyceum and Mamma Mia and the Duchess and the Theatre on Drury Lane. That's also a big like area I really like.
Yeah. And this is the Strand. This is what we've been describing. Here we have the Adelphi Theatre, where you can see Back to the Future continuing to play. We have the Vaudeville Theatre, where Six found its West End forever home a few years ago after playing a couple of other houses. And then you can just about on the right-hand side glimpse the Savoy Theatre. It's tucked down the entrance there to the Savoy Hotel that it neighbours, where Paddington the Musical is about to have its first preview performance in a couple of weeks. This is
marquee looks so nice to say. It's all LED screens.
It's new. They've newly put up a digital marquee screen just for Paddington, which, yes, which I think, oh, they're playing Six in a rickshaw. Here it is. Oh, we can see the Back to the Future marquee, but reflected across the street. That's very cool. Would you like the room tour? It's this. It's this. This is the entirety of the room. It's a little pod-style room, like the little Premier Inn hubs. Not dissimilar. I'm a big fan. It's everything that you need. Sometimes you have a hotel room where it's like just loads of floor space. It's just like a long corridor pathway from the door to the bed, which is not really necessary. We have what we
you
need.
have a really good shower space. Like the bathroom is like not cramped at all.
We can have extensive conversations about our day tomorrow while I have a shower in the morning and you can stay in bed. There we go. There is the bed. We will investigate the view, but this is the room, and we know that street was loud. We were just on it. I hear nothing. I hear nothing. There's 2 levels of window going on there for soundproofing. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to hear or not hear, as the case may be. I've just noticed the TV screen. Lovely. Looks good. Looks good. We're going to do the mattress collapse. This is a budget hotel option. This is not a luxury hotel option. I'm not expecting the full, like, I have disappeared into a cloud, but we're going to see what happens. We're going to test it the same way we do with all the others. I'm going to take my shoes off. This is serious business. Here we go. Oh, I misjudged where my head needed to go. Otherwise, it's a great time. Let's now investigate what we can see from here. So I think I have the power. I can open this one, maybe. I don't know. Maybe this one opens. Do either of these open? I feel like they seem like they should. Oh, that moves. I don't know why. I don't know why that moves. I would like to know if we can adjust. Maybe over there we adjust the blind. Aaron, press some buttons. See what happens. Oh, darkness. Do the opposite of that. Hello, the Strand. Hello, Blank Street Coffee. Hello, Back to the Future. Okay, so if we zoom, we are neighbouring the Back to the Future marquee at the Adelphi because we can see it reflected across the street. It is just to our left. We can see Leon down there, a lovely little healthy fast food pre-show option scattered around London. We love a Leon. But yes, we're in, I guess, one of those windows we're seeing reflected. So we're just really a few windows across from the Adelphi. That's quite cool. Aaron is filming the view. We are only really here for a mini pit stop because we are seeing another show. We are seeing Come Alive, the Circus Spectacular, based on, but not an adaptation of, The Greatest Showman. It is not The Greatest Showman musical. That is coming to the Bristol Hippodrome in March of 2026. This is a Circus Spectacular show using the notion of, and I guess the music from
The Greatest Showman. And like there's a storyline, there's characters.
But it's not The Greatest Showman characters.
No, it's like its own unique kind of take. And this is probably one of my first like actual circus shows that I've ever seen in my life.
I've not seen a lot of actual circus.
Circus acts, yes. I've seen like trapeze artists and like all the elements of a circus show, just never an actual circus show.
I think I'll enjoy circus. I don't think it'll make me nervous. I have an irrational fear of magicians. Fun fact about me.
So when you next see Mickey, you have to say, Mickey, I have a magic trick to show you.
Terrifying. Yeah, going back to, I think it was a family holiday as a child and there was a magician going to table and I was just crying as he got closer to our table. And I've never forgotten that deep trauma. There is pre-show activity to enjoy and lots to explore around that, where that's happening. It's not in the West End, it's at the Empress Museum.
Yeah, in Earl's Court.
In Earl's Court, yeah, nearby to convention centres and museums. That kind of part of London. And so we want to try and get there for around 6:30. It'll take us about half an hour on the District line, including the walk on the other end. So we want to leave around 6-ish. We can either chill for half an hour, or we just got told, for some reason, didn't know this was happening, they're doing free cheese and wine for guests, which they do twice a week for a few hours in the lobby.
Really nice.
So we could go have some free cheese and wine. I mean, at least, like, as we could go down, like, 10-15 minutes early for the train.
Up and go.
Little bit of a walk me down. Block of cheese on the underground, like mice. And we have made ourselves at home in a very short amount of time. We've probably only been in here for like 25 minutes, and you can see how much darker it has become already. It's gonna be real dark. We are approaching that time of year. It is just about 6 p.m. And charged our devices and ourselves. We're going to go drive by the cheese and wine and then head on to our next theatrical adventure. This is the cheese and wine situation. We're feeling very classy and very lucky with our timing. Heading out of the hotel, so close to the Back to the Future. Cheese and wine, lovely.
Lovely.
A revelation. I had a nice Merlot. What did you have?
Pinot Grigio.
Little Pinot Grigio.
What was it? Sweet and swallows. Then they came over and were like, do you want top-ups?
Table service. I thought it would be like, pour a little bit of like house wine from 2 bottles that we have available for yourself. No, an assortment, a range, a rosé option. That's better than I get at a press night. Yeah, I've not been to any hotel that's had like
No, that was very nice.
a complimentary table service cheese and wine night. So yes, it's
Zoku in Amsterdam.
very much yeah, where it's like a nice vibe. Yeah, it's an affordable hotel. It's a budget hotel option for sure by comparison to a lot of the other offerings, but they didn't have to do that. Heading down Villiers Street towards Embankment so that we can jump on the District line, which is going to take us west of central London to go to the Empress Museum and find out what Come Alive is all about, passing several of our favourite grab-and-go eateries. Five Guys, great options. This is Hobson's. This is a fish and chip place that does gluten-free fish and chip options. Always good for Mr. Aaron James. We have come here before pre-show on many occasions. We are in proximity to not only the theatres on the Strand, but also the Charing Cross Theatre, which we're about to go past. Rodeo Donuts, formerly known as Donut Time. Bit of a rebrand happened there. Bunsick. We love a, whatchamacallit? Oh, it's a thing. Korean hot dog, thank you. Corn dog, Korean corn dog. And Thunderbird Fried Chicken is another one that I enjoy. But the Charing Cross Theatre can be found through that tunnel down there. And over the other side of the Charing Cross Station, which we're walking past, you can find London's Kit Kat Club, where Cabaret is approaching its 4th anniversary here in the West End. I, at this point, think I only need a light bite, because free cheese and extensive afternoon tea. Really thorough lunch. There's a lot of afternoon tea. The scones as well, like, I thought about the 3 courses and I prepared myself for 3 courses and I forgot about the scones. I was delighted, I love a scone, but that pushed it into like, oh, I am full. I am full, we are done. Eric, feed me no more. So, what we're going to do, oh, that's pretty. This is the view from my face right now. You can just about see the London Eye glimpsing over the top of the Hungerford Bridge there. The plan for this evening is going to be to grab some food, because they do food at Come Alive. They do like chicken burgers and halloumi bowls and that kind of fried options. I might just get some popcorn chicken. I might just need a little something. We have made it to South Kensington, which is not our final destination, but there was a Circle Line train at the station which was going mostly the same way except for the last stop. So we rode most of the way there and we are just waiting. Does that say 9 minutes or 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
That's okay then, that's fine. Waiting for a Wimbledon-bound District line that will take us the rest of the way. The London Underground network is admittedly more intricate and complex than the New York subway system, and yet I cannot commit the New York subway system to memory. and I can learn the underground because I think the lines have more character.
The lines make sense for where they're going, whereas with New York they recently changed theirs to make more sense with colours.
I was just showing the train. Can we get on this? Parsons Green. I don't know. Love me being like, I know the London Underground so well, did not realise we could have got this tube. And now we're on this tube. Big up Parsons Green, who knew? We have arrived at West Brompton, where our immediate objective is to leave West Brompton and find a new venue for us. This is sort of bespoke. Oh, I see a sign for it. How helpful. Not a traditional theatre, this has been created, I believe, for the show, for Come Alive. Tapping out. You can pay for the underground with a contactless card. I have it on my phone. There is a sign. It's not very well lit, but it's across the street with an arrow pointing this way for Come Alive. What do they call it? The Greatest Showman Circus Spectacular. There you go. That is how we will refer to it from now on. From now on. Unintentional. What a pun opportunity arose there. Okie dokie. It's this way, everybody. Oh, I can see it. I see a little lit up showman. This is exciting. Even the traffic lights are excited. That would have been a very helpful hotel for this particular show. But look, it's over there. It's that bright lit up thing that you can see. Can you just about make out a showman's silhouette? I suppose this show separates itself a little bit more from the complicated and difficult legacy of P.T. Barnum as an individual, because I don't think he is explicitly depicted. It's just an offshoot of the success of The Greatest Showman, which arrives as its own full stage musical next year. I think this is set to continue. I think the two of them are planning to coexist.
It's been extended recently.
It has been extended, yeah. They don't think that they encroach on each other's territory, or Disney is allowing this to continue, I should say. So the venue here is part of the Empress Space as part of the ongoing development of Earl's Court, which includes...
Adele.
Oh, is
Adele.
that what this is? Is this the one they went to on Real Housewives of London? No, it so is. Look at that.
Oh.
It so is. I was about to say tennis courts, but you're right, it is
It's Adele.
padel. The difference between which, what makes it not tennis, what makes it not badminton, I'm not entirely sure. I couldn't say,
It's a racket.
personally. I'm not Mickey Jo racket sports, but
Although it looks a bit like squash because they have the walls, and on squash you can hit it against the wall, but they can bounce.
that's
off
the whole
walls.
point, is you bounce it off
Yeah.
the wall. That's the entire concept of squash. This, of course, is what we're really here for, which is the Empress Museum. Oh, it's like a ladylike showman silhouette. It's a show woman. Is it the Empress? Is that the whole point? I also see a little elephant out front. But my point was, you could do worse for pre-show activities. A little bit of padel and theatre. I'm putting it out there. If you can hear me over the very loud music in the queue area, these are, well, it's gone quiet now to make me sound a fool, but these are the elephants to which I referred. Look at this, I'm sort of wowed by this. This is the immediate foyer area that we have arrived into. The Greatest Showman outfit to be worn once in a showman's career on opening night. Break glass in case of emergency. Ooh, will this come up in the show, I wonder? We also have all of these gorgeous posters around the outside here, and we've been told there is a tour guide who could let people know more information about them upon request, and we have lots of suspended hats. Look at this gorgeous bar area here, this amazing rotating lighting feature. There is an entire world to be explored here. There was just someone doing like mentalist things in a tent as part of a pre-show. There is more bar area here. Ooh, peach lemonade. There is another pre-show performance thing happening over there, and there is a VIP seating section. Aaron is picking up food. I am investigating drinks, which were back this way. It's a very immersive world. It reminds me of Phantom Peak in many ways. There is a lot to take in here. I do advise, and they suggest this, arriving the full hour early that you can, because there's a lot to do, there's a lot to see. We have found a barrel. It feels like a theme park. I have popcorn chicken, that's all I need. Aaron has got some gluten-free halloumi fries, that's the word I couldn't bring to mind. And he's also got a coffee, milk and honey cocktail. I'm fascinated. And I have a large rosé. Perfect for the circus. One of the many areas here is the costume department, which features Come Alive merchandise here. We have t-shirts with Come Alive on the back, we have sweatshirts with Come Alive on the back, but we also have some lovely magnets and enamel pins and a program down here as well. Look at the pins! Look at the one with the elephant on. I dare say Aaron's gone for the logo one to be specific to the show. That's what he said yes. And I think you can buy the little fascinator hats as well, otherwise that's a lot of them to have there simply for decoration. Here you can get face glitter, temporary tattoos. You can really add to the whole experience of the thing. There's a child going around wearing a comedy moustache. I don't know if, I mean, maybe he brought that from home. I don't know. We didn't quite catch the trampoline show, but this is the space that they use for it. That is a VIP area up there. So if seeing absolutely everything really matters to you, I would encourage you to go for a VIP package if that's within your price range. The trampoline show, if you're curious, was at 6:55, so 35 minutes before showtime, which I guess because it's finished must be approaching. And here we are. Get a load of this auditorium. We are fully in the round. We are in a circus-esque auditorium here. We are sat in the Empress section, seats G1 and G2. We have a little table in between us. You can bring your food and drinks in here. Not only that, there is a QR code beneath my feet. Let's zoom in on that, where you can order interval drinks. Don't order interval drinks at home, you won't be able to collect them. But if you're seeing the show, that is something you could do. I'm glad I have this section here because I don't think... Oh, okay, if I spread, then legroom is fine, but like directly, it's a little bit dubious. But this is our view, and you can actually take photo and video during the show as long as it isn't flash photography, understandably. So I may show you some little snippets, but I also want to be in the moment. I want to experience the circus. Little zoom in on the flying outfit as we anticipate the start of the show. Very immersive vibes, I will say, or very atmospheric vibes at least, as we have been circling the auditorium in this whole area with all of these different little stands, and it's a little more heightened than just saying bar or just saying merchandise and toilets. Everything is a little bit more themed. They're doing a reminder about flash photography. Yes! Remain seated until the interval. Yes to photos. No flash. And they're not keen on video cameras, so don't try and turn up with a vlogging camera like this unless you have pre-arranged to, because they saw me and they were like, vlogging camera? And then someone met me to be like, don't worry, this is Mickey Jo. We knew he was coming. It's all been discussed. I have a snazzy lanyard. So everyone is doing their job, which we love. But just to let you know, if there's any aspiring social media content creators out there, phones yes, cameras no. What was the other thing I was saying? Oh yeah, cast members have been walking around making conversation with people. There's also been performances. I think there was a bubbleologist somewhere. We were so overwhelmed. There was so much to do. I still want to go back to the introductory section with that exhibit, and there was a tunnel with loads of real-life showmen on the walls. Prince was there, various others. But yeah, lots to see in here. Definitely worth arriving the full hour early.
You stumble through your days, got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray, and the world becomes a fantasy. You're more than you could ever be. Your eyes wide. Get up here. Keep your eyes to center, everybody. Do not miss a thing. High in the sky, we can see the whole world down below. Sing out, my beautiful friends. You sound amazing.
Oh my god, they're everywhere. Whoa! Oh. Oh my gosh. Woo! One hand, people, one hand.
It's time to unleash the monsters of the museum.
What's this now? Is this a monster truck rally?
Get ready, my friends! Oh my goodness! 'Cause here we go!
I was too zoomed in for that one.
Close call.
Well, listen, tiny folks in my camera, I have been shook many times at the theatre before, but like a new opt-up, a different riff in Wicked is nothing next to a performer spinning around by the hair.
Or the hairpiece, yeah.
By the hair. I don't want to think about the traction alopecia, but listen, it was worth it.
It's interesting though as well because it was like there wasn't, as far as I can tell, it wasn't a helmet.
No, that's the hair. I've seen people do that on the Instagram.
Yeah.
But it's very different seeing it IRL. The seesaw of death
was wild. It's interesting as well looking at this and then thinking about the musical and thinking about Water for Elephants. And thinking what they can do in this format where it's a circ.
Where it's just circus first. It's circ first.
So it's interesting, like having seen like a musical that's about the circus.
A musical with circus versus a circus. Yeah.
Versus a circus that's involving musical theatre songs.
Yeah.
And then knowing next year the Great Showman musical is coming and kind of knowing how they go more like, will they go more how Water for Elephants kept it, or in between, in the middle.
Which is a big part of why I wanted to finally tick this one off and come and see it, because The Greatest Showman is happening, to be able to like hold it up alongside the context of the other live performances.
I think in advance of seeing the show now, I can kind of, with this and with seeing Water for Elephants, I can kind of imagine what that's going to be like.
It does create quite a lofty circus expectation, I will say. Yeah. So be interesting to see if it can live up to that. But yeah, having a great time, wildly shook, thoroughly enjoying ourselves. Great vocals, great dancing, fantastic performers. There's a bit of a narrative through line. I don't know to what extent it's fulfilling me or is strictly necessary, but I'm having a great time.
Yeah, it's a fun night out. It reminds me of Secret Cinema vibes.
Yeah. And I like everything about the audience experience around it very much. I like the food offerings. I was about to say, is £8 a bit steep for that popcorn chicken? But it kept going for a long time, and the barbecue sauce was good.
Yeah, the halloumi, there was a lot of pieces of halloumi.
Yeah. I know that tickets for the show are expensive. The thing to acknowledge with that, I guess, is the pre-show experience and the hour of entertainment beforehand.
I think you do have to make the most of the pre-show because they are doing shows. It's not like it's just vibes. It is, the show starts really from the pre-show.
Yeah. Very Secret Cinema, very atmospheric, very immersive. I love the program. We have not only a very stylish map of the layout of everything here to help you, we also have production images, we have rehearsal images, but in particular, my favorite sections here, we have little pages about the venue design with notes about that, but also a passage here about the costume design, about the lighting design, entire sections here about the brilliant creative collaboration that has gone into making this very complex show. Well, that was Come Alive, the Greatest Showman Circus Spectacular, and this is Saturday night in Soho. It's the quiet side of the street. None of them? Good. That was definitely an experience. I would tell you more about my reaction, but chances are you may have heard it in some of those performance clips. I am the quietest, least audibly reactive audience member while watching a play or a musical, but for some reason while watching death-defying circus stunts, I'm giving it, I'm giving it, so yeah, great circus stuff. There was a narrative, there is a plot, and they commit to it admirably. I don't know that it needs one. And as much as anything else, you had a great idea, which was to make the whole thing, frame it as the history. Yeah.
Because everybody going to it, once they hear the Great Showman songs,
Yeah.
but you know they all know that, so like educating, like using it as an educational like history of the showman, of the circus, and then it's kind of a nice way to introduce each section, like saying this is the tightrope.
This is Soho, by the way, LGBT district of London. That's the stage door of Oliver at the Gielgud. Next one down is the stage door of Les Mis. Another 25 minutes before either of those shows come out. They're both long. We are heading over to the room where it happens to finish our Saturday night, which is London's answer to Marie's Crisis, musical theatre sing-along piano bar. It is lovely, great vibes, and often very popular. It went semi-viral on social media not so long ago, and now everyone knows it's there, which is great for them. And so we're going to pop along, and like Fagin and Oliver, we will be reviewing the situation, especially because it's musical con weekend, so a lot of musical theatre fans have descended on London, and MJ the Musical playing in the distance at the Prince Edward Theatre in blinding, blinding red. They reduced the light on that marquee. It used to be I'm lost at sea levels of brightness. But to confirm, had a great time at Come Alive, the Greatest Showman Circus Spectacular. Pleasantly surprised by all of the pre-show atmospheric, immersive theming.
If you went to the Greece Secret Cinema over the summer, it's very much feeling.
Yeah. And I think if anything they kind of over-aim in what people expect the show to deliver, because people just really want to hear the songs performed well, which they are.
And see circus.
With circus stunts alongside. I don't know that it needs to be striving for the kind of narrative that it's doing. And you can infuse it, you can empower meaning, but it doesn't need to be like plot in such a way. Because at one point it was like clowns leaving Anatevka, and I did not know why. But I was sad for the clowns, and then I was happy for the clowns. And that's where we are. Words. It's happening in there. We're in the bar area. Having a great time. If you're wondering why they're doing Elton John, it's Moulin Rouge. Never again will we be ignored. Find out where the troll is. Pictures on the wall. We can SPL how we like it. Because the wrong is right. Everyone and everyone's in Sorry, not sorry about what I said. Sorry, not sorry about what she said. Sorry, not sorry about what I said. Raise your head. Change. Linda forced to reside with someone so disgusticified. Everyone gets that wrong. Disgusticified. We share your loathing, unadulterated loathing for her face, her voice, her clothing. Let's just say we loathe it all. Every little trait, however small, makes our very flesh begin to crawl. Loathing. Loathing. Wait for it. So so strong. Here we go. Loathing, 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 loathing you. Loathing, unadulterated loathing. No reason for the tenor line to go that hard. Zero reason. So early in the show. And that was the vibes from the room where it happens. Particularly busy tonight because it's Musical Con weekend and a lot of people very possibly are doing Saturday and Sunday at Musical Con and celebrating in between by going to the room where it happens. Why would you not? It's the place to celebrate for musical theatre fans. And you can find it here on Greek Street, upstairs at the venue where they have Greek Street Live. I don't actually know what the name of this bar is called, but Google the room where it happens, as in, I want to be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens, because trust me, you do. Best enjoyed with a stagey group. They have food, they have cocktails named after iconic musical theatre actresses. You can get a Cynthia Erivo, I believe you can get a Patti LuPone. They both taste great. They play a variety of songs. The vibes are good. It's fun to go and get involved and sit at the piano and scream along. It's fun to hang back like we did in the bar and sip a drink and sing from a distance and sing some harmonies. It's all good times. We're going back to our hotel because we are tired and we're not in a large group with our friends. But I wanted to come here tonight pretty much just to show you that it was there.
Yeah.
And to let you know, if you were coming to London, that you should totally go here and check it out. Lovely people who run it, lovely people who work there. Go to the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. This is now the weird part for us, because up until now, this has been a very usual kind of day. I mean, it's been a very busy day, but we would do days like this ordinarily. You're getting a glimpse into our normal routine, but now we're going to a central London hotel, which we never do.
No, normally we're now rushing to get. We'd be rushing at this time to go and get one of the later trains home.
Yes, yes. Oh, look at that. Look at this.
Actually, like we would get. This would be a time we do.
Yeah, this is not particularly late. We've been way later at the room where it happens before.
Yeah.
We have run home from the room where it happens.
Earlier this week, we were heading home later than this.
That was a cabaret gala. That's and I know you're like, Mickey Jo, you vlogged Come Alive, the Greatest Showman Spectacular. You didn't take us to the cabaret gala. I'm sorry, tiny people inside my camera. They put stickers over the lenses. I can't take you inside a cabaret gala. I couldn't introduce you to Eva Noblezada when I met her. Little melted cheese toasty sandwiches were good. They served them every time and I eat them every time. Heading back to the Z Hotel on the Strand to lie down. It's only 11 p.m. It is not that late. People are heading out to begin their nights and we are heading back to the hotel like people who recently turned 30 and felt it. Crossing Covent Garden by night. Very soon there will be a Christmas tree, like right here, like an enormous Christmas tree.
And all of these buildings get like popcorn lights. You can see them.
Oh yeah, the popcorn lights are already there.
I think they're all year round. They're
Yeah.
just never turned on.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
I think they are all year round, but when they get turned on, it gets like Main Street.
Yeah, this is known as the Actors Church and they have the West End Flea Market in its courtyard. Earlier, and I think I forgot to say this, you will have seen the Christmas lights not yet shining but on the Strand, and they are fairy light themed because fairy lights were invented or named at the Savoy, at the Savoy Theatre in a production of Yes. And they were named for their use in that. Fun fact. What a fun fact. Back at our hotel, one of these windows is ours. I can't work out which, but that is the Back to the Future marquee. So that is how much.
We closed our window, so I think it's that one.
The one that's open, or it could be that.
I think we're higher up. We're higher up.
Oh, is our light on?
No. We'll
I
find
think
out afterwards.
1, 2, 3. We were third floor, so 1, 2, 3. So we're the top set of windows. We're one of them. I don't know how to tell from inside.
No.
We're one of those windows, everybody. Oh my god, hey.
Hi.
Good morning. My hair is a situation. This is what happens when a hotel room does not have conditioner, and I didn't bring any hair products. Who am I? What am I doing? I'm not getting on a plane. What was the restriction? My bag is light. There's space. Hello. You're just patting me, just sympathy. It seems like it's really early because there's no natural light in here, but that is because we haven't yet opened the blind. Let's reveal, hold on. We need some light. First of all, we need some light. That's the Strand down there, looking pretty quiet. You can just about make out the Back to the Future marquee by daylight. Have they opened the box office? I can't tell. I can't see that particular part of the reflection, but we're about to go down, have breakfast, and then join the people of the streets. How exciting. Do I dislike my hair any less by daylight? Not much. Let me give you the fit check. Let me show you the outfit that's going on today. As I back up off of this bed very gracefully. This is the vibe. This is the look. This is Disney x Zara Harry Lambert collection. The shirt is not, but the t-shirt over the top is, with a flare, because we are seeing Get Down tonight, which is very groovy, very disco, and I'm interviewing Ross Harmon at midday, who is currently starring in the show, playing the lead role of Harry Casey, because it's a biomusical about Harry Casey, the creator of Casey and the Sunshine Band, of course, featuring their songs. The shoes don't go. The shoes are my most comfortable shoes at the moment. We're doing a lot of walking, but this is the outfit for breakfast and the day of activities. This is some of the breakfast selection. You can also get flatbreads toasted. You can get teas and coffees and beverages. We got porridge up there. We got a toaster. We got cereal boxes hiding in the background. This is what we've gone for. We got some meats, some cheeses. I've got a cheese and tomato flatbread. I've got a croissant and a waffle with a berry compote and an orange juice. I'm trying not to eat too decadently before our New York trip, when the eating will be plentiful. All you ever see me do on these vlogs is eat a ridiculous amount of sugary foods. And I do my best not to when the camera isn't rolling and when we aren't in exciting places, but it's a complimentary hotel breakfast and I only have so much strength. And we are breakfasted and checked out of the Z Hotel here on the Strand, the entrance to which is down this alleyway, by the way. That one. But which is gated and which you can access via your key card later in the evening. We got back last night from the room where it happens at 11 p.m. And it was behind a gate. Adelphi Theatre over there. Yeah, had a lovely time. Had a great stay. Had everything we needed. We're on our way to Selfridges, where they have a Disney pop-up and also more of the Harry Lambert Zara collection, hopefully, that I'm wearing right now. I've already bought the stuff from it that I want, but I'm going to continue to browse. Checking out show posters on the Underground. Saw that yesterday. Oliver. Hercules. This is Oxford Street. I don't know if you'd call this our equivalent of 5th Avenue or 34th.
34th, I think.
Because we also have Bond Street and Regent Street, which also have like
the fancy,
some of your more high-end. And then there's like Trip Done Nothing. Then there's like Savile Row. But yeah, the big Primark is on Oxford Street. One of the last few Disney stores in the world is on Oxford Street. So if anything, I guess Times Square is the New York equivalent, but we are heading towards Selfridges, which is a big old department store, one of the very big department stores, with which I am not au fait enough to tell you what the New York equivalent is, whether it's the Bloomingdale's, whether it's whichever, but like, we have a few and they have a few, and I don't know which people consider comparable. It's not my world. JJ Neiman, spotted on a Book of Mormon bus ad. Every time we do a scavenger hunt, I am desperately trying to find a theatre ad bus to get on. And then, look at this. I don't need to go to Willesden now. This is the London Disney Store. Currently looking very spooky. My main man Donald inside. Number 1. Plot twist part 1. Turns out that Selfridges opens at 11:30, but that's a preview half hour before you can purchase things at midday, which is all pretty close to when we would need to start travelling back over to the Charing Cross Theatre to go backstage to film a little interview with leading man of Get Down Tonight, Ross Harmon. We're also seeing Get Down Tonight at 2:30 this afternoon, before seeing a 5 o'clock performance of The Book Thief. That all works because Get Down Tonight is a one-act musical. We saw it before at Fringe, and I'm very excited to see it again. But we have a 2-show day with 2 musicals very close to each other this afternoon. Between now and then, we figured instead we would walk down through some scenic parts of London, show you some of the sights. This is Berkeley Square, currently being taken over by some sort of design pop-up. Annabelle's currently looking more like just a building. Somewhere that's meant to be something of a celebrity and society haunt is Annabelle's, although according to the recent series of The Real Housewives of London, oh no, not even that, according to Ladies of London that we were watching that aired years ago, it used to be the place everyone goes, and now nobody goes there anymore, and we are so deeply beneath that world that we don't begin to know. We don't even go to the places that aren't cool anymore. That's where we're at. Speaking of which, Sexy Fish, which likewise I think used to be the place where all the celebrities would go to dinner, and then people went there because of that, and so they stopped. And apparently Harry Selfridge of Selfridges lived here in the early 1920s. As we continue our tour of fancy places that we do not go to, the Ritz is just over there, and a luxury sightseeing bus that we're passing. They've got a red carpet and everything. You love to see it. You can just about glimpse the Ritz beyond all the flags and the closed bus stop and the construction. That's very London. We instead are heading through one of the royal parks. Aaron James can tell us more about the royal parks. He is a royal parks aficionado.
So we are currently in Green Park, which is one of the many royal parks.
Did I already say it was St James's?
Yeah, this is not St James's Park.
I always do this.
St.
This
James...
is why I gave you the camera.
So St James's Park is on the opposite side of the Mall, because, well, technically the opposite side, yeah, of the Mall. Basically, Buckingham Palace, which is a place everybody, I'm guessing you'll be planning to see. There are 2 royal parks, one on each side, Green Park and St James's Park. Then that way, connecting to Green Park is Hyde Park, which then carries on to Kensington Gardens. Regent's Park, where the open air theatre is at the top of like central London, and that's closest to Euston Station. So Regent's Park is one of the furthest away of the royal parks. The royal parks are called the royal parks because they're owned by the royals and they're looked after by the royals. So that is why they are named as such as a group, which is obviously different to New York because they don't have the monarchy. But that is why they're called that. So they're owned by the royals and they are free to enter, to walk about to Rome. They're one of the best ways to kind of spend some time chilling. A fun fact about St James's Park, which is not this one, is that they have black swans and pelicans. So that is the one, if you want to see the pelicans, you go to there. There's also the green parakeets that fly about in St James's Park as well. That one's really good for wildlife, but you also see a lot in Kensington Garden, Hyde Park, that park. Those parks are known for Kensington Gardens has the palace, most of the Diana memorials. I believe Green Park has got one of the Diana memorials in it as well. And if you're like me and you're a big fan of kind of Peter Pan and all of those like Disney-esque stories that are based in London, you all want to go to Hyde Park and Kensington Gardens because that's where the Peter Pan statue is.
We are beginning to glimpse Buckingham Palace through the trees, which we have to remind ourselves is a novel and exciting thing for people outside of London and outside of the UK to see. We see it all the time.
Once I was chilling with a friend on where the fountain is there, and I was just like, this is so casual. If that's when I lived in London, I was really desensitized, and I was like, meh.
Yeah, we don't pass it all the time now, but where we used to live and where we used to take the train into London, we would walk past it sometimes more than twice a week, which included, for me, the night that Queen Elizabeth II sadly passed away. I happened to be passing by the palace on the way back home. It was raining. There was not a vast crowd of people because They would, in the days that followed, the crowds would get a lot more. But there were a lot of people at the immediate gates paying their respects. There were already flowers. Very, very bizarre, but very moving as well. Here she is! And I don't know how much I'll be able to show you because at this exact moment it's trying to rain a little bit more. Let's stand somewhere, let's at least show you the palace. We've come this far. Pretty popular today. Lots of tour groups, lots of umbrellas. But there she is. That is Buckingham Palace. The flag is raised. I can't remember what that means, whether King Charles is in attendance or isn't. We can get a decent amount closer, but we're actually heading off in the other direction today. But that is Buckingham Palace. I dare say, for first-time visitors to London, something you may want to see. And there's a bunch of related stuff that you can do if you really want like the royal experience when you come to the UK. But going to Windsor is probably the best version of that, which is not too far outside of London. Go to Windsor Castle. Also where Legoland is. Yeah, go to Legoland. Do that. This is the Mall. This is where you will see, and possibly have seen, royal processions and parades. It's where the London Marathon goes through. Over the other side there, that's St James's Park that Aaron, he's nodding at me, that's St James's that Aaron was telling you about. That's where you can find the Black Swan.
And the pelicans.
And the pelicans. Let us not forget the pelicans.
And the parakeets normally around there as well.
So this is the Mall, which you may find yourselves walking down if you're avoiding the underground, and if you want to travel between Victoria, which is where the Victoria Palace Theatre is, where Hamilton is, and the Apollo Victoria, where Wicked is, as well as the other palace, currently the home of 51st Dates. Those three theatres are over there, as well as Victoria train station, and Trafalgar Square is what's at the other end. Victoria is back behind Buckingham Palace, and we're heading towards Trafalgar Square, in the immediate vicinity of which is the Trafalgar Theatre, where Clarkston is currently playing. And then you get to St Martin's Lane and the Strand, and all of the West End really begins to unlock itself. We are heading to the Charing Cross Theatre, which is beneath Charing Cross Station, under the arches. It's what you would call a little off-West End theatre. It's always comparable to, I think, a lot of classic off-Broadway houses. It's not unlike the West Side Theatre, where Little Shop of Horrors is playing off-Broadway, or even somewhere like the Orpheum, a little bit, which I believe was the original home of Little Shop of Horrors, I think. But the Charing Cross has a regular rotation of limited-run plays and musicals. Currently it is Get Down Tonight, the jukebox musical I was telling you about. Previous high-profile tenants there include Rebecca, when it finally made its way over here. Its English language, fully staged world premiere production, I think, was at the Charing Cross Theatre. Mm-hmm. Various other shows, not too long ago, a revival of From Here to Eternity. Mythic?
Yeah.
Mythic was at the Charing Cross, currently in Cincinnati. Allegiance. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that was good. This was not expected, but is also not entirely unusual. This is Horse Guards Parade, another place we don't go to terribly often. You might see some horses in just a moment, but you can of course glimpse another London landmark peeking above the buildings. We might get a closer look at it later after we film this interview, but before the matinee. These are the King's Mounted Bodyguards, and they have professional responsibilities. People are getting too close to that horse already in the name of selfies. There are signs, there are warnings, there's a little line on the floor that you are not meant to cross. That does not challenge you to lean over the top of it. I see way too many videos of tourists getting chomped at by horses, and it is only their own fault. The other thing to be aware of course, in areas like this, and in all of the tightly packed touristy areas, particularly around attractions, particularly in places where you're in crowds that encourage you to look up at something, is to be aware of your pockets, your belongings, and the things you're holding in your hands. Lots of reports recently of people having their phones snatched out of their hands by people passing on bicycles. And down here is where you will find the Charing Cross Theatre. Ooh. Gonna go film an interview now, and I'll see you on the other side. Interview done. I have my hand over the top to shield you from the slight rain happening right now. It can't make my hair worse, so that's all fine. Yeah, Ross Harmon was lovely. Very nice to chat about Get Down Tonight and the other shows of his career so far, including Wicked, including Shucked, including Mamma Mia on a cruise ship. Sometimes when I do those interviews, I'm sitting down with someone who I've met on many occasions, and sometimes I've met them 2 minutes before the camera started rolling, which was the case today. But we are now strolling over the Hungerford Bridge. You can see the beautiful clear blue Thames, perhaps if you look really closely and put a filter on it and wear blue eye contacts, that we are strolling across. This is the bridge that I used to walk across every time I would take a trip into London. This used to be synonymous with going to see a West End show for me. I would arrive to Waterloo on a train from the south coast, and then I would walk across the Hungerford Bridge, often with my sister. We would say, "To the Hungerford Bridge!" And then we would run across because we were probably running late to go and see a West End musical, unless it was Wicked. Then we'd take a coach. But heading back across now to go and check out, there's a Wicked for Good exhibition at the BFI, which finishes today, which we'd like to see. And also there's a street food market that Erin and I both really love that should be happening today behind the South Bank Centre, because it happens, I think, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Definitely happens on weekends. I think it's also on Fridays. But let me just show you. That's Waterloo Bridge. That's some of the London skyline. You can see St Paul's in the background. You can just about see the Shard over there behind the Royal Festival Hall. That's the National Theatre. Over yonder, the London Eye, just on the other side of the Hungerford Bridge. Here, you can get Uber boats to go up and down the Thames at various stops, from stops like the Festival Pier there, or various other novelty boat rides. You can get little river cruises, you can get little floating hot tubs. There's a world of exciting options when it comes to Thames-related activity. And here we are at the BFI, currently celebrating the London Film Festival, I believe, just next to the National Theatre. And here it is, up on the mezzanine level. Enter the world of Wicked. This exhibition reveals the artistry behind John M. Chu's celebrated films. Last year's global cinematic phenomenon to this year's epic conclusion, Wicked for Good, releasing on November 21st. And there he is with the witches. This is the much talked about Emerald City Express. We've got artistic renderings, screen grabs, and a little model of it there as well. Look at that! We have some Aussian coins here. There you go, if anyone's curious about the official currency of Oz. I mean, the detail that they have gone to. You can see we have a lot of balloon iconography built into these, a lot of Oz. Some words here from Alice Brooks, director of photography, about the inherent use of light and darkness, and how that thematically plays into a story like Wicked about good and evil. It's the Grimmery, the infamous Grimmery, an ancient book of wisdom, dramaturgy, and enchantments. Whabam. I was very curious when I reacted to the trailers about how this book actually worked and opened, and see, this makes sense because it's two separate halves. No, I understand now. Now that I can see it, I can understand it. I don't think I did initially. Some of these images we're seeing here are from the second film. We can see this is behind the scenes from part 2. We can see the different outfits there. And we can see them on the swing with the blue screen. I think it's the case they couldn't use green screen, obviously, because Elphaba, they couldn't use green screen because she's basically chroma key green. So I think that's why they had to use blue, if I'm not mistaken, or I'm talking nonsense. But that is the scene. We're still not quite sure what it is they're doing, what it is they're singing when they're on the large swing there, possibly a balloon situation. We have a very important and exciting prop here. This is Glinda's Bubble Wand. As a reminder, you can get your own slightly smaller plastic version from the Noble collection. They also have Elphaba's broomstick, witch's hat, You can get a Glinda tiara, you can get little plushes and pins, all sorts of wicked merchandise. This bit here is all about the artistry of the Oscar-winning costume designer Paul Tazwell, of course known also for his work on stage, Tony Award winner for his costume design recently on Death Becomes Her. And I love this because you can see the detail in these costumes, especially with a black fabric on an Elphaba gown. It's the same with the ones on stage. It's harder to see the level of detail that goes into them, but look at this, look how gorgeous and detailed that is with all of that fabric. And then this one as well looks considerably less like slices of meat when you can see closer up pictures of the fabric and of the shape of it. Still very Aussian, still very fantastical and whimsical, but absolutely gorgeous. Here is perhaps the most exciting section. It's Elphaba and Glinda's dresses from the upcoming film. In fact, this is Elphaba's dress, hat, and broom. What I love about the detail here, you can see it on the sleeves, you can see it in the hat as well, but doesn't it all look a little bit like the bottom of the broomstick? That texture there, the design, it mirrors the bottom of the hat there as well. Look at all of the details on this costume in the cape. It's black, but there's a slight green tone to it as well. The boots that she's wearing there, love that for Elphaba. And look at all of the detail in the design of the broomstick itself. And that hat, the way the brim is, very cool, very stylish, and unmistakably the version from the film. Then over here we have Glinda's dress from the upcoming film, complete with tiara, complete with sleeve detail there. It is iridescent, it is gorgeous. We've got the shoes down at the bottom, very much worth paying attention to. It's a new take on the Glinda bubble gown, and much talk about the fact that obviously Glinda in the original Wizard of Oz film, pink, and then in the stage show, in the musical, she is in blue. This is a dress that has pinks and purples and blues all mixed in there. If we look at all of the different colours in the sequening in the bodice there, all of the different colours brought out in that overall pastel iridescent vibe. She's pink and blue. It's a Sleeping Beauty fairy compromise. And this is the South Bank Centre Food Market. I'm still shielding you from the rain. Apologies if you feel damp, I'm doing my best. We have lots of world food options. We have the curry shack, we have dumplings and sorts over here, naan wraps. We got all sorts else, yummy Thai food. We have crepes, fresh juices. We have bakery going on, Latin soul food. We've got pizza shack, Korean bulgogi. Very often pulls me, does the Korean food. Big fan. Big fan over here. We have smash burgers. We have matcha. We have coffee. We have more baked goods. We have, what's around this way? Kanji, katsu teriyaki, K-pop fried chicken. That looks good. We have Indian street food over here. Many more options. Besides, we have Aaron James looking particularly delicious and only slightly damp. But that's what happens when I leave him out in the rain. Don't cry for him, Argentina. He has a hood. This is what I look like right now. It's not my most glamorous, I'll be honest. We got Polish deli food. We got steak, halloumi, and chips. Afghan grill, Ethiopian vegan food. My point is, many different options here. You could do far worse, whether it's a lunch snacky vibe, whether it's a more substantial dinner. Of course, it's nice when it's not raining, but I swear by places like this, lots of options. You can always find something, and it's great for a group if you all want slightly different things. What did you get, Aaron James?
Arepa.
Aaron got an arepa. We love arepas.
They're great
Looking
if you're
delicious.
gluten-free, they're naturally gluten-free, so it's like perfect, and it's like a bun situation which you never get normally.
We love that. And the bready situation is delicious. I got this here from Kanji. This is the honey soy, because I tried a free sample and it was delicious. I usually do eat chicken, and I was going to get the K-pop fried chicken they were calling it, but the honey glaze on this was too good to say no, so I didn't. Heading back across the Hungerford Bridge on this slightly grey day over the slightly brown Thames towards the Charing Cross Theatre, which you can get to if you just walk. Don't head down the steps when you get to embankment, just stay on the bridge, stay on the footpath. It will take you through a building, you will end up next to Charing Cross station, but before you enter Charing Cross Station, you can go down some escalators. They will take you right to the Charing Cross Theatre. And if you're arriving at Charing Cross Station, you don't even need to go outside at all. So bear that in mind as part of my ongoing crusade to teach people where this theatre is. And here it is. Once again, we are down here at the Charing Cross Theatre for Get Down Tonight, the KC and the Sunshine Band musical. We're going to head in, pick up our tickets, and then go take our seats. And we have our tickets. We have some J2Os, like the cool kids that we are, and we are in our seats, H1 and 2, here at the intimate Charing Cross Theatre, newly fitted with disco balls aplenty for Get Down Tonight, which will very shortly be happening on that stage right there. When we saw this at Edinburgh, it was in a lecture theatre, so already this is something of an upgrade. to show you as we're leaving. Cute little photo op. You can pose and be cast member number 5. That was Get Down Tonight, or should I say Get Down this afternoon, because it's still only 4 p.m, which is good, because we're going to a 5 p.m. show. Yes, different from Fringe.
Yeah.
Largely different cast.
Value.
Yes, we saw a fantastic performer, Rachel Kendall-Brown, understudying Paige Fenlon in one of the largest roles in the show. Kudos to her. I don't know if this was her debut. Yeah, understudying the role of Dee. Don't know if this was her debut, but she did a great job.
Yes.
Great vocals, lovely characterization. Sean is here somewhere. Everybody find Sean. But yes, some new songs mixed in there, some added scenes, but broadly the same show with the same heart, which I enjoyed. We're going to find Sean now and plan our attack before our next show in under an hour's time. We have not that much time to play with. We're heading to see The Book Thief. Aaron, you just made a good point about Get Down Tonight.
It feels like it's like perfect to go on cruise ships.
Yeah.
Because it's like the right length that you do for a cruise ship show.
Perfect vibes.
As the perfect vibes, perfect amount of songs and dance that like people that don't normally go to the theatre but are going to go to the theatre on a cruise ship. Because like I think now we've experienced it more, we get what like the vibe is, and that kind of feels perfect for
Small
the
band, cast of 8.
and the age demo. Like,
Yeah.
it works with the age demo that a lot of cruises have, which fits.
Yeah. And if anyone is wondering, if anyone has been religiously watching my Fringe coverage for the past couple of years thinking, Mickey Jo, you've never mentioned a show called Get Down Tonight before. It had a different title in Edinburgh, and it was called
Who Do You Love?
Who Do You Love? Who Do You Love? Who Do You... Which I thought had been cut because they added a song where it happened and they moved it later. Well, they added in stuff there.
Oh my God.
It's Sean. Then there's Sean. Well, it's barely raining. It is quite grey, and it's the bad combination of windy and a little bit of rain. But this is Trafalgar Square, everybody. That's Nelson's column. Don't look at it without Nelson's express permission. And this is where, if you've seen footage of West End Live, the stage happens right in front of that, in front of the Lions over there, and thousands of theatre fans descend on the square. It's all going on over here. The fountains going objectively too hard today for no real reason. Are we about to be in a TikTok if we walk? No. Unfortunately, okay. I don't know what's... Are we part of this? They're not serving.
Yeah.
Good for them. Oh, clear a view. Clear a view of Trafalgar Square. There you go. Another London landmark. National Gallery up yonder. National Portrait Gallery round the corner. We are heading to the Prince of Wales. Not a theatre we go to often because it is home of the long-running musical The Book of Mormon, which is not one that we see frequently. And very infrequently does it have other things there, but today is one of those occasions because we're seeing The Book Thief in concert. That is happening today, and also for 2 performances in a week's time. New musical in concert. It had a regional world premiere. Leicester?
I think it's had 2 runs.
Oh.
But yeah, this apparently has been reworked since then.
Where was it though?
Was it in Bolton originally?
Was it in Bolton?
I'm not sure.
Aaron will know.
Don't quote me.
But yes, so it's had a world premiere production, and now it has, I believe, a largely new company for this concert, including the lovely Melanie LaBarrie, who's playing Death. She joked to me the other day when I interviewed her about it that because she was playing a 40-year-old in her 20s and a 50-year-old in her 30s, she can still be on stage in her 50s, but only if she's playing Death.
Love that.
Well, we have arrived here at the theatre. I'll show you the frontage of it, even though we are not seeing the Book of Mormon. I have 4 times in my life come here to see the Book of Mormon, but on 4 different occasions I've come here to see other shows, including today. I have seen the What's on Stage Awards here. I have seen the Windsors. When we were emerging from lockdown, they turned that into a stage show. I saw that here. And way back when, back in 2008, I saw Mamma Mia here at the Prince of Wales before it moved to the Novello, before the Mormons arrived. But now we head inside to see The Book Thief. The Book Thief. I know none of the music from the show, so I'm currently making it up. It's behind Aaron. There it is. The Book Thief. The Book Thief. It's a show about book thieves. We are inside the theatre. We are down in the Delphont Bar, which is very stylish down here. I've picked up a programme which has a little sticker on it telling us that this is the London premiere performance of The Book Thief. There are also these dotted about for people to leave their completed feedback on forms just over there, because this is a new musical in development. We love that. And because we're already developing and building a brand, we also have some merchandise. We have tote bags here that say, "In this book bag." There you go, which I assume is a lyric for the show because of the musical notes it has around it, and it also is bag referencing. I love tote bags that say that they're bags. We also have mugs that say The Book Thief on them there, and we have some books, as you might expect. Ride Love, Over Hate, The Book Thief. And for the first time in a little while, we are sat here in the stalls of the Prince of Wales Theatre. And it is something of a novelty to see any other show other than Mormon, because of course they don't use the set, they cover the set, but the proscenium does remain. So you do have the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints around the Book Thief, which is nothing if not a little bit camp. Oh my god, hey everyone, we're back on our seats, only this time it's the interval, but I just wanted to show you a little bit more of the auditorium from where I can here. It's wider than it is deep if we glance towards the back. I have sat on the front row of these stalls, I have sat on the back of these stalls. That is a notable Tony Award winning composer standing up there. Not to paparazzi people while they're at the theatre, but he did stand up right into the centre of the frame, so it only felt fair to point it out. There is only the one circle level here. You're seeing another tier because it's multiple boxes, but we just have a stalls and a circle, so it's not the vastest of West End auditoria. It's a little bit more contemporary. Oh, the other one is coming as well. Pasek and Paul, both heading to mid-stalls. There you go. Not the composers of this show. They're just watching it. I don't know if there is a discernible connection because there are some American producers around, as there are for most UK theatre projects these days, interestingly enough. But yes, this is the Prince of Wales Theatre. There's some pages here about the history of the Book Thief, including world premiere staging at the Octagon Theatre in Bolton in 2022, and then at the Belgrade Theatre Coventry and the Leicester Curve in 23. So let us know if you saw any of those, and scan the QR code if you feel like it, to find out more about the future of the Book Thief. You find me, once again, sheltering you from the rain. Once again in Leicester Square. Do they make tiny umbrellas for vlogging cameras? Should I manufacture this? Am I going to be rich? Headed into Leicester Square. It looks super late at night. It was 7:35 when the show finished, which is such a novelty. It's so bizarre. And in New York, every time you see me doing a New York vlog, I always head out into Manhattan after, and I'm like, pizza by the slice, piece of cheesecake. I need you to know, I don't normally eat that way. Post-show, I would not get snacks, but we had like a larger lunch, and then nothing between shows, and now it's 7:30, so I'm gonna grab something that is an incomplete meal. I think I'm just gonna get a double chicken burger from Jollibee, because it's so good, and I go there infrequently, because given the choice, I usually go for a Popeyes, or if we're going somewhere together, Aaron doesn't have a lot of Jollibee options, so they're on the other side of the square, getting a McDonald's. I'm getting a Jollibee, because I can, and I will. This is a great use of my adult free will. Here it is, next to the theatre, where I saw the first Wicked movie. Guess what, everybody? I also got a carrot cake shake from Shake Shack with which to wash it down. Just admiring the frontage here at the Sondheim Theatre for Les Miserables, which recently celebrated its 40th anniversary. How amazing is that? And the new LED connection they've got going on between the Gielgud and the Sondheim. Yeah, advertising both Les Mis and Oliver in parallel. Of course, you've got Cassette's iconic little face there and Oliver's. That is where the Sprague Terrace is. Sprague or Sprague? Whichever one it is. We say the wrong one. Someone told me what it is once. There's a walkway, a very bougie walkway, that connects the two theatres that can be hired for events. Anyway, this is all fairly recent news signage for Les Mis because our friend Danny took the photo that barricade imagery is based on. What we don't love, and I'm blaming you for this, Americans, if you happen to be watching, is this. Les Mis with a Z. But also, this sign is diabolical for so many reasons. Because even if you don't subscribe to Mis with a Z, which I don't, because it's a shortening of Miserable with an S, why is the ES of lay lowercase and M-I-Z? Why is that then capitalised? It's not an acronym. What's going on? What's going on with this? Walking once more back through Soho, but this time not to late night activities, not to a hotel, but to an underground station that will take us to a train station that will take us home after a wild weekend in London. I will bring you an epilogue when I'm not drinking a milkshake on the street. This is good. And we're back home.
Yay.
Hello everybody. It's been a weekend. It has in fact been a couple of days.
Yeah.
That was kind of wild to do like a version of something that we do up to 5 times a week, 6 times a week, but to do it differently and to kind of do a version of being tourists in our own country, in our own city. And like, if we do more of these in future, which I would like to, we want to show you more things that you might do as visitors to London, which might include doing the London Eye, going to the museums, other attractions.
Yeah, there's like the V&A theatre display. There's Borough Market,
other parts of London worth visiting as well.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we're showing you as much of exciting UK theatre going as we're showing you around the world and kind of address the balance of that a little bit. So let us know if this has been interesting, but also questions you might want answered, things you might want to see, aspects of it that you would be intrigued about.
What would you like a focus on?
Yeah, we can show you more good pre-dinner restaurants, maybe a slightly more normal schedule next time rather than this very busy weekend. Of course, festive period also coming up, so maybe we can show you like good, festive, Christmassy London vibes.
Maybe more friends will pop up in these.
Yeah.
So you get to see some more friends in their vlog.
Yeah, so friends, if you're watching, please pop up. Yeah. For now, in a fantastic finale to this vlog, we forgot that we got these little chocolates from the Phantom of the Opera afternoon tea, which are in the shape of, they've got little monkeys on the front. Oh, sorry. They've got little, I just elbowed you so hard in the leg. It's an involuntary. Well, Aaron's died. But also, I never told you about The Book Thief. I liked it a lot. It shows a lot of promise. I'm excited about it. It was very emotional.
And Mickey showed Pasek and Paul if he didn't actually say who it was.
I did. I eventually said that it was Pasek.
And they were sat next to?
Jodie Picoult.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these are... We think they're chocolates. My hair's gone in my eye because it's out of control. We think these are chocolates,
I believe
but...
they must be. Well, they didn't...
Look at them.
They said I could have them.
They seem like chocolates.
Oh yeah, it's definitely chocolate.
It's like the things that like Pick and Mixy ice creams and mice are made out of. Anyway, but that kind of chocolate. Anyway, we're going to sign off. Thank you for joining us for a stagey weekend in London. Let us know what else you would like to see, and we will do our best to bring it to you. In the meantime, as always, make sure to subscribe. Follow us both across social media, where we'll be sharing more little mini insights into theatre going around the world. And I hope, as always, that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day.
Bye.
For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching. Have a stagey day. Subscribe!